Here's something that'll mess with your head. The most feared warriors in history weren't feared because of their swords. They were feared because of their minds. Think about it. These guys woke up every single morning knowing today could be the day they die. And instead of crumbling under that pressure, they sharpened themselves. They built habits, daily, boring, unsexy habits that turned ordinary men into legends. And the wild part? Those same habits work in 2024. Whether you're trying to survive a brutal work week, fix your mental health, or just stop doom scrolling at 2 a.m., the samurai had answers for all of it. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to see your daily routine completely differently.
The mindset setup. Before we get into the habits, I need you to understand something about the samurai that most people get wrong. They weren't robots. They weren't emotionless killing machines. They were deeply human, and that's exactly what made them dangerous. The samurai followed a code called Bushido, the way of the warrior. And Bushido wasn't just about fighting. It was about living, about who you become when no one's watching, about how you treat your body, your mind, your time. These weren't guys who just trained hard. They were meditating, writing poetry, studying philosophy, while also being able to end a battle in seconds. The combination of calm mind and disciplined action, that's what we're chasing here. So, let's get into it. 10 habits, real ones, the kind that'll actually change something if you try them. Habit 1. Memento mori. Face death every morning. The samurai had a practice called shino kokoro, keeping death in mind. Every morning, before anything else, they'd remind themselves, today might be my last day. Not to be morbid, but to wake up. Here's the thing. When you truly accept that your time is limited, petty stuff stops mattering. Road rage? Gone. Worrying what someone thinks of your Instagram post? Irrelevant. You start asking bigger questions. What actually matters today? Try this tomorrow. Just 60 seconds. Before you check your phone, ask yourself, if today were my last, what would I actually do with it? Watch how fast your priorities rearrange. Habit 2. The cold discipline of early rising. The samurai rose before dawn, not because someone forced them to, but because they understood that the quiet hours of the morning belong to you before the world takes over. Modern life is loud. Every notification, every email, every group chat is pulling at your attention. But 5 a.m., that hour is yours. The samurai used it for training, reflection, and preparation. And here's what nobody tells you. The discipline it takes to get up early transfers. When you can win the battle against your warm bed, you start winning other battles too. It sounds simple, but that's kind of the point. Habit 3. Master one thing before everything. There's a Japanese concept called shokunin, the craftsman spirit. It means dedicating yourself completely to mastering your craft. A samurai didn't try to be decent at 5 weapons. He was obsessively excellent at 1. We live in the age of side hustles, multitasking, and having 17 browser tabs open at once. And most of us are fine at a bunch of things. But fine doesn't inspire anyone. Fine doesn't change your life. What's your one thing? The samurai's answer to this question is what separated legends from casualties. Habit 4. Sit with discomfort. Don't run from it. The samurai trained in extreme conditions on purpose. Cold weather, exhausting drills, sleep deprivation. Not because they were masochists, but because they knew that comfort is a trap. Think about the last time you avoided something hard, a difficult conversation, a tough workout, that project you keep pushing to next week. Every time you flinch away from discomfort, you're sending your brain a message, I can't handle this, and your brain listens. The samurai did the opposite. They went toward the hard thing. They built what we'd call stress tolerance today, and modern neuroscience agrees this is one of the most powerful mental health tools that exists. The next hard thing you're avoiding? That's exactly where you need to go. Habit 5. Speak less, observe more. Here's one that'll make you uncomfortable if you're honest with yourself. The samurai valued silence like most people value gold. There's a phrase in Japanese culture, Chinmoku wa kin, silence is golden. The samurai understood that when you talk less, you notice more. You read the room better. You understand your enemy or your situation before you act. Most people are thinking about what to say next while someone is still talking. The samurai were listening, deeply, patiently, and then, only then, acting with precision. Try going an entire dinner without steering the conversation to yourself. It's harder than any workout. But here's what's on the other side of that habit, and it ties directly into the next 5.
Habit 6. Ritualize your days. The samurai had rituals for everything. The tea ceremony, preparing their armor, cleaning their sword. These weren't just tasks, they were anchors. Here's why this matters for you. When life gets chaotic, and it will, rituals are what keep you grounded. They're signals to your nervous system that says, I'm in control. Even something as small as making your bed every morning is a samurai move. It tells your brain, I do what I say. I keep promises to myself. Your rituals don't need to be dramatic. They just need to be consistent.
Habit 7. Train your body like your life depends on it. This one's obvious, but the reason behind it isn't. The samurai didn't train to look good. They trained because a weak body creates a weak mind. Full stop. Modern science backs this up completely. Exercise isn't just for your muscles, it literally reshapes your brain. It reduces anxiety, sharpens focus, and builds the kind of mental resilience that no meditation app can replicate on its own. The samurai didn't separate physical training from mental training. Neither should you.
Habit 8. Accept what you cannot control. This one sounds passive. It's actually one of the most aggressive mental moves you can make. The samurai philosophy aligned deeply with Stoicism on this point. There are things inside your control and things outside it. Obsessing over what you can't control is like fighting the weather. You exhaust yourself and nothing changes. But when you ruthlessly focus only on what you can control, your attitude, your effort, your response, something shifts. You become unshakable. Not because bad things stop happening, but because they stop owning you.
Habit 9. Seek mentors and study the masters. No samurai became great alone. They trained under masters. They studied the lessons of warriors who came before them. They were obsessive students. There's an arrogance in modern culture that says we can figure everything out ourselves, that asking for help is weakness. The samurai would have laughed at that. The greatest warriors were the most eager students. Who are you learning from right now? Whose wisdom are you absorbing? If your only teachers are YouTube algorithms and group chats, it might be time to find a master.
Habit 10. Die to your old self. Daily. And here's the one that ties everything together. The habit that sounds poetic, but hits different when you really sit with it. The samurai believed that to grow, you had to be willing to let your old self die. Old fears, old habits, old stories you tell yourself about why you can't. Every day was a chance to shed who you were yesterday and become someone sharper, calmer, stronger. This isn't self-help fluff. This is the core of Bushido. You are not fixed. You are forged. And every day you wake up, you're either sharpening the blade or letting it rust.
Close. Here's what I want you to take from this. You don't need to be a warrior to think like one. The samurai didn't have smartphones, 9-to-5 jobs, or Netflix pulling at their attention. But they understood something timeless. That mental strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Habit by habit. Morning by morning. Choice by choice. Pick one habit from this list. Just one. Start tomorrow. And if you feel it, if something shifts in you, come back to this video and grab another one. The samurai didn't transform overnight. Neither will you. But the ones who started, they became legends. If this hit different, drop a comment telling me which habit you're starting with. I read every single one.
And if you're new here, subscribe, because we go deep on mindset, discipline, and the kind of mental tools that actually change lives. Stay sharp.